you to come, I want to tell you that people with half his age cannot keep up with him. I am telling you that. And I think the CSO knows what I'm talking about. So, we welcome you, sir. It is truly an honor for the Geometric Power Group to have in our midst today someone who, in my humble opinion, is Africa's finest living statesman, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, DCFR, PhD. Many people forget that he actually has a PhD. I was there live the day he defended his thesis. Your Excellency. He was Nigeria's military head of state from 1976 to 1979 and the democratically elected president of the Federal Republic from 1999 to 2007. The Aba Integrated Power Project would not have been born without Chief Olusegun Obasanjo's strong and visionary support. The story began in 2000 when the National Electric Power Authority, NEPA, was constructing the transmission line from Shiroro Power Plant, Niger State, to Katampe in Abuja to meet the fast growing demand for power in the new Federal Capital Territory. The then NEPA needed a capable firm to build an emergency power plant in Abuja to meet the demand pending the completion of that transmission line to the grid. Against all of unpatriotic forces, I won't get into it, President Obasanjo approved a contract for our small team of talented Nigerian engineers led by me to build and operate a 22 megawatt Abuja emergency power plant designed to supply and guarantee 15 megawatts on a 24/7 reliable basis to the entire Abuja Central Business District. Our company built and operated one of the two plants that was to supply that power. Agreco of Scotland built and operated the second one of the same size. We are proud that instead of operating it for only 1 year, that the plant operated successfully and supplied power reliably for over 2.5 years it took to complete the Shiroro Katampe 330 kV line. During this period, power supply to these places in the central area of Abuja did not lag. Bolstered by this experience, when then World Bank President Jim Wolfenson visited Aba with the newly appointed Nigerian Minister of Finance, Dr. Nnaji on 16 March 2004, and discovered that the greatest obstacle to industrial takeoff of the famous Enyimba city was the absence of constant and reliable electricity. They urged me to consider building a power plant in Aba for the numerous small, medium, and large industrialists in the area. The rest is history. The Aba Integrated Power Project, as many of you know, includes Geometric Power Limited, Geometric Power Aba Limited, which is the generation part of the business, an embedded generation licensee for our 188 megawatt power plant with its dedicated 27-kilometer gas pipeline from the gas processing station in Owaza to the power plant in Osisioma, and the electricity distribution licensee, Aba Power Electric, who the MD just spoke, popularly known as Aba Power, which has 11 substations, including 4 brand new 2 by 15 MVA substations each, which His Excellency President Obasanjo graciously commissioned today. We also inherited and refurbished 3 2 by 15 MVA substations, thousands of kilometers of overhead power lines, including over 100 kilometers of brand new 32 kV lines with unique sturdy tubular poles strategically designed to provide a reliable supply of electricity to the key industrial zones in our Ring Council area. I think it is very clear when you go out of this place, you see these tubular poles. There's no place in Nigeria with those kind of poles. And it was designed not for just a few years, but over 100 years without maintenance. So far, the Aba Integrated Power Project has cost over $800 million. It is now the single largest investment in the southeast of Nigeria. Only a leader with Chief Obasanjo's foresight and patriotism would permit the creation of the Aba Ring-fenced area for this pilot project as part of his plan for the power sector reform program, which he initiated as a way to revitalize and sustain Nigeria's economy. The Aba Ring-fenced area consists of the 9 local governments that have been talked about, out of the Abia State's 17 local governments. It is the first area to simultaneously have permission to develop an independent source of power generation and distribution during the foresight. Dramatic Power was granted the pioneer concession to build the Aba Ring-fenced area before the emergence of the Power Sector Reform Act of 2005. That act was intended to place power generation, transmission, and distribution, particularly generation and distribution, on concurrent list. And that's why a number of states, about 2 states, Rivers State and Akwa Ibom, were able to build their own power plants as well. So, Obasanjo also supported us in other critical ways. He made it possible through decisive intervention for Geometric Power to sign a commercial gas agreement with Shell Petroleum Development Company joint venture partners consisting of SPDC, NNPC, AGIP, and Total to provide gas for the 188 megawatt Geometric Power plant from the gas processing station at Owaza in Ukwa West local government area of Abia State. This was the first time any independent power producer negotiated and signed such a commercial gas supply agreement with the IOCs in Nigeria. This negotiation process took close to 4 years to complete. Frankly, without President Obasanjo's approval for the supply of gas to the power plant, we will not have been able to negotiate with any IOC for gas supply in the first place. In 2021, Chief Obasanjo's intervention also made it possible for us to conclude negotiations with the Upper Exim Bank on the credit facility that led to the revival of the Aba Integrated Power Project after almost 9 years of delay due to, quote, man-made error as the former president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, put it after he visited the site in March of 2015. To show a logical conclusion of the agreement, Obasanjo even discussed the project during a virtual meeting he had with us and the president of Afrexim Bank, Professor K. Orama. Another Nigerian who played a critical role in the realization of our integrated power project is in our midst here today. It appears that the project and His Excellency Dr. Alex Uti, OFR, are joined at the hip as the Executive Director of First Bank PLC. His Excellency Dr. Uti worked hard to ensure that the bank financed the ABBA project, and while he was there, the credit was approved. However, disbursement of the funds was subsequently suspended by the bank when Dr. Uti moved to Diamond Bank as its managing director and chief executive officer. However, he continued to work relentlessly at Diamond Bank to support funding the development of this project. As governor of Abia State, he has continued to support the project in various ways, leading to the profound partnership that we have found between the state government and geometric power. So thank you, Your Excellency. By divine coincidence, the founder and chairman of Diamond Bank, Dr. Pascal Dozier, CON, was the first person to buy into the ABBA power, integrated power project vision. This was after the crystallization, after the concession was granted, so he was forced to buy into it. He invested significantly in it, and he continued to encourage me through the years of struggle for the survival of the project. Diamond Bank, as I've mentioned, that when His Excellency was managing director, provided the initial facility for the project and became the arranger of finance during the development and construction phase. While we give our governor a round of well-deserved applause for his continued support of this project for the people of Abia, please, I request that we all stand and observe 1 minute of silence in honor of Dr. Pascal Dozier, who was buried last Friday, 2nd May 2025.